big drive, a big finish for him, and to turn around and play Georgia in the SEC championship. What did you note about his preparation, the way he handled that kind of 2-week period?
Yeah, the biggest thing about Bryce, he stayed the same person. I think that's what something that I saw with Bryce. He stayed the same person no matter who he played, no matter who the opponent was. He knew that through preparation was going to allow him to be successful for any weekend. So I think that's something I took away from Bryce. And then for me, I try to be a sponge for all information, and that's one thing I saw from Bryce. Man, he remained the same person, and I think that ultimately allowed him to be successful.
Charlie.
Hey Jalen, just what has your chemistry with Jermaine been like this season? How has that grown? And do you think he's maybe a little fired up to play his former team this week?
Yeah, Jermaine Burton, he had a great offseason. I mean, that's contributed to any success that took place during the season. I think his offseason was really good. He was really detail-oriented. He came to work every single day ready to compete, ready to get better. And I think that he did a really good job, challenged himself to be the best receiver he can be. With all of us, we're excited for a challenge. We're excited for what's next for our football team, and we're all just trying to build as much as possible.
Back with Emily.
Jalen, you had about 7 seconds to think on that 4th and 31 play. What was going through your mind, and was Isaiah your first read?
During that play, I just thought about fall back to your level of training. What people don't know is my dad and I, since we were little, when we trained, it was all about repetition. Repetition. Whether it was an out route, a go ball, a post ball, a dig, we threw that ball probably 150 times. Constantly throwing the ball until I came in, until I mess up, honestly. And I'm all about perfection. So that's the biggest thing, with my dad. A quick story right there. But with that play, it was all about the 11 guys. Let's start up front. They did a really good job being patient, being sound, fundamental, and taking care of the guys that rushed. And then with that play, the biggest thing about that play was we repeatedly work on that play every single week. And it was an opportunity to take advantage of it, and we were successful. But IB did a great job in this game getting over.
Cody.
Talked a lot about the impact that Bryce has had on you, and we see that with shaking everybody's hands on the way back to the locker room, staying poised after big plays and whatnot. What other things have you maybe learned from him, like the little things that he did that maybe we don't see?
Yeah, he was a servant leader. He did things to only benefit the team. And I think that was something that we all took from Bryce, is how much of a servant leader he was. And for me, as a quarterback, that's something I saw that is something that allows a quarterback to be successful. It's all about the 11 guys on the field, and it's not an eye sport; it's a team sport. So that's the biggest thing, is that making sure everyone's on the same page. And I think Bryce did a really good job being a servant leader here, and leading by example.
On the left with Tony.
You've talked so much about progression and progressing each week. What would you tell someone that's judging this team? How much does this team progress from the team that lost to Texas to now?
Biggest thing, we're not a finished product. I think that's a scary thing. When we're all clicking as a whole football team, it's a scary sight. I think we have constantly need to improve offensively. Some things we need to clean up. The biggest thing is with the progression, it takes knowledge of where you need to improve at. I think we really do a good job at that in the locker room, and we're constantly building, constantly acknowledging that there needs to be a lot of effort towards the common goal, and we just constantly improve.
In the middle with Mike Rodak.
I think you just said on the phone that 6'2", 220 was your freshman year, but that's not accurate anymore. Is there a better number we should be using for your height and weight?
Let's see. For Thanksgiving, that just took place. About 240. No, I'm about 6'3", and my weight range is just like I said. We just had Thanksgiving, so I can't give you an accurate number of what I weigh now, but I'm more than 220.
Chase.
There's some video of you that got loose on social media after the game saying, "Give me the Heisman." I know it was an emotional moment, but I got to ask you, where do you think you stand in that conversation?
Yeah, that was an emotional moment. All about now just fixing what I need to improve on from Auburn. And there's a lot of things that I need to improve to keep pushing, keep moving towards our common goal, and try to get there as much as possible. But that was an emotional answer, and just looking forward to the challenge that's ahead of us, which is this week.
Kennington.
Along the lines of a previous question, as you've gone on your own journey this year as starting
seen yourself change and grow over the course of the year?
I think I've been the same person since I stepped in Alabama. The only thing that's changed is the opportunity to play the game that I love. You know, and I think that's the biggest thing is I've been the same person. Constantly wanting to work, first one in the building, last one out, been the same person. And I think that's the biggest thing. All I had was opportunity, and I see it more than much possible.
Two more, Ryan.
Jalen, Georgia's 129 straight. To take them down would be huge, obviously. I don't know, I'm sure what the rankings come out, but they have one next to their name right now. How tough is it going to be on Saturday?
You know, good for them with all the winning they had. But you know, we just know it's a challenge for us moving forward, and we have to constantly know that. And first thing we have to do is take care of today, be the best version we can, be on and off the field. And I think we have a really good locker room that acknowledges that. And we're constantly, you know, building, and we want to have a great plan headed into this weekend. The first thing we have to do is clean up some things from last game.
Last one, Austin.
You got a couple penalties with the illegal forward passes. How difficult in that situation is it to make a decision like in a second like that? And would you have changed any of your decisions from the last game?
Oh yeah, that's something I gotta improve on for sure. You know, watching the tape and then leaving out the game. Gotta have better field awareness. You know, that's something I gotta improve on. You know, that's in the moment you don't really acknowledge it, but that's something I do need to be aware of, and so I do gotta improve on that. But yeah, I didn't miss that.
Thanks, Jalen.